Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to tell you a story of a fancy Victorian house that I happened to go into, and the very first time I was noticing all the unusual architecture and fancy woodwork. One of the jobs that was assigned to me was to look at this staircase and these balusters. And so I'll show you what they looked like beforehand, and then I took a afterward picture of what we resolved to do. Now this particular thing I'm thinking about, not only how did they do it, but the bigger question is why did they do it? And you'll notice in the picture that some of these balusters are missing. When the job was all done, I was given some of these, and they look like a kind of a stack of spools. And the unusual thing about this is how small the diameter gets in all these, in some of them, and you can tell they're hand done because they vary somewhat from piece to piece. Now, how did they do it? This one here would be on the handrail going up the stairs. I have some remnants of these well, a lot of them are broken. And the very first, this one here is particularly small compared to this one. And how they lined up, the squares lined up, it was visually quite pleasing. And they were close together, but you take a little bit of a lateral move, you bump your knee into it, or a small child trips and fall right through that thing. I was first asked, could I duplicate this? But then as they're doing a major renovation on this particular project, this would not pass code. Now it could be possibly grandfathered in because of its maybe historical significance. But for those that do wood turning, and I've done a number of these things, to go from square to round like this here without chipping this out is extremely difficult. And then to line it, it's not that easy to do by hand, and perhaps by machine you can. But I can tell just how this was cut, and I've done this before on things, and I would blow out a corner like something like this here while I was turning it, and then I'd be looking for that particular piece in a pile of sawdust on the floor. And this is not easy, but you multiply that many times through that whole job, and it's staggering to look at. And I find this pleasing as far as just a piece of woodwork. But right now, with all these various pieces, and I like to repurpose things, I have no clue what to do with these things. I'm thinking I'm not going to certainly not use them in a staircase. These do vary in the pieces I have. They're somewhat together. Some of them spread out. Like spacing is different on piece to piece on some of them. But be that as it may, the job for my task was to come up with a different design that kind of gives the same image. And you can see from the photograph that this is what I did. And this is a beefier, a little thicker from the start. I don't know what this ended up by. It might be 1.5 inches. I don't remember what I did, but it's a bigger piece of wood to start with. And the smallest diameter in here is probably this area, probably 3/4 of an inch, where this would get down to almost 5/16 like that. And you can see why they broke. So that's my story. I replaced all those balusters with this, and they're really happy with it. And this was just one part of the whole job. So I did quite a bit. It's one of the biggest jobs I've ever done. And it wasn't long after that was done that the economy went kind of south and a lot of this stuff dropped off. So It's a memorable job. The amazing thing was, and I've never seen this before or since, that when they were all done, it was such an involved job, they invited all the contractors that worked on the house, and this was in the wintertime, to come and tour the house. Like it would be like a home tour at Parade of Homes or something like that, a walkthrough, but they didn't have you take your shoes off to walk around this brand new house. And it was stunning to see everything done, because I delivered my parts and someone else put them in and everything got done, and it turned out very successful. So it was a fun job. Took several months to do this and other elements of that same project. But just wanted to share some unique architectural stuff from the past. It's kind of a blast from the past, and that's inspiring to me. I hope it inspires you. So we'll see you next time. Please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you would, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.